Hi everyone, welcome into my channel. And today is the third part of my How Do I Get Out of This Chinese Learning Plateau series. So if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2, I strongly recommend it. Or you can just listen to the highlights here. So this whole journey started out because I felt like my Chinese had heavily degraded because I haven't been using it as much as I would like to be using it. I also live in a place where there's not a lot of Chinese speakers, and so I just thought that I haven't really talked to anyone in Chinese in a long time. And I wanted to see if I could use it as well on a daily basis. Like, how much have I degraded over time by not having a tutor, especially just reading occasionally, listening to podcasts, and watching dramas. So I booked lessons with 3 different tutors for 5 days, and the results just from doing it for 5 days was a lot better than I was expecting. For example, the first day I realized that my listening was still quite strong compared to my speaking. I would struggle with speaking a little bit more because I haven't been reading as much these days. I haven't been actively learning these days, so it made sense that I would forget some simple words that I probably should know at my level. But each day it got easier, especially those first 3 days, because I was learning to talk with strangers instead of talking with someone that I've known for a long time. And each tutor came from a different place. There was Ting Lao Shi, who is from Jiangsu, China. There was Ruka, who is from Taiwan. And then Da Mei, who is from Beijing. So I was talking to tutors from 3 different places. And then not only that, but I also found a pen pal, quite a few pen pals actually to talk to in between. So when I wasn't in lessons, I was messaging someone at least once a day. And if one of my pen pals fell off for a couple days, then I would go and find another one, and I would just keep trying to practice whatever it was I was learning and just trying to keep that immersive environment. I also found that I started preferring to speak through my phone more than message, so it meant that I was getting a lot more comfortable with my pronunciation, and I was okay with making mistakes. 她一定有一个新的女孩，你问为什么她以前不分手啊？ So I would purposely try to find pen pals that were their English wasn't as good as mine, so that way I could practice my Chinese. And so yeah, overall this experiment made me a lot more confident. I feel like I'm able to think a lot better in Chinese, and it's just a matter of using it a little bit every day. What I did was overboard. I did 45 minutes of just straight immersion in Chinese for my tutors, and then I would watch shows on iQIYI and then or Netflix, and then I would read something every day. So I was pretty much creating this whole immersion, feedback, talking with my pen pals. And so now I feel a lot more comfortable using it. I just think I needed that confidence booster. I really enjoyed all the tutors that I was with. They all had something special to bring. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna keep going with tutoring just because it doesn't fit my learning style that well. I don't do really well taking lessons every day for long periods of time. For me, I learn better when I speedrun it. So I tell myself I'm gonna take lessons every day for 7 days, or I'll take a lesson every other day for 2 weeks. But I'm not very good about keeping up with my tutors for longer than a couple of months, and that's just because I like to learn from new tutors and I like to talk to new people, and I just don't do well with structured learning. That's why I made this channel, because I like learning through other ways. Like maybe I'm programming something and I want to look at Chinese documentation, or I'm reading manga, or I'm listening to podcasts, or I'm watching shows, or I'm talking to pen pals. So that loop seems to work a lot better for me. That being said, if I was studying for some type of exam like the HSK or HSKK, I would definitely get a tutor. But my goals are not to take that exam. My goal is just to be conversational, to be comfortable, and to be able to talk about things that are important to me and the people around me. Yeah, so let's talk about some of the things that I learned. One of the things I learned is that when you pick your tutor, obviously you want to choose carefully, but you want to choose tutors that stick out to you in the sense of what is it that you want to get out of your tutoring session. Do you want someone that speaks absolutely no English and they just immerse you in Chinese? Or do you prefer if they just speak English from day one and slowly get you acclimated to Chinese? Or do you just prefer English? Like, that's okay too. What are you interested in? Are you interested in literature? Are you interested in technology? Or are you just interested in where that person lives? For example, if you're going to go visit Taiwan for the first time, you probably want a Taiwanese tutor. And if you plan on going to Kaohsiung or to Taipei or Taoyuan, then maybe you want a tutor that's familiar with those places, right? And same thing if you were to go to China. Like, if you're really into hot pot, then you probably want someone who's from like Chengdu or Chongqing or Beijing, right? So I would say figure out what you want out of your tutor, whether you're planning on traveling or you have family members or friends, or you're just interested in a certain part of Chinese culture. Like, what do you want out of your tutor? What do you, at the end of the day, when you look back, how is it going to prepare you for the where was I before the great goes and interrupted? Yeah, at the end of the day, what do you want your results to look like 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 6 months from now? Like, that's how you choose your tutor. The second thing that I would note is know whether or not you want to be more exam oriented or more conversational. A lot of tutors, especially like from China, they focus a lot on HSK, but usually if you tell them, hey, I just want to be conversational, I don't want to take any exam, I just want to learn a natural way of speaking, they will accommodate you. Or if you're really big into reading, you should tell them that, you know, even if they don't list it in their bio, you should tell them, hey, I really love reading manga in Chinese. Do you know any sites? And can we use that as learning material instead of using HSK or instead of using testing material? Because I feel like that's more interesting to me. And that's fine. So you should, again, know how you learn and let them know what your interests are. The other thing I wanted to mention too, as I am post-editing this video, because I clearly forgot, is you also want to shadow your pen pal if you can. So if they are sending voice messages, you kind of want to not mock, but you want to shadow them. So like, I'll give you an example.
阿月，我现在在外面。
阿月，我现在在外面。阿月，我现在在外面。Like that. So that idea of their intonation, the way they talk, their vocals, and the rhythm of their voice.
阿月，我现在要去吃早饭了。
It's cute the way she said that. She talks at a normal speed, but that one she slowed it down a bit. 阿月，我现在要去吃早饭了。阿月，我现在要去吃早饭了。That's really cute. 我今天想去做按摩，然后好好睡着。 因为昨天晚上我没有睡好。
阿月，我想知道你学习中文多久了？因为你的中文真的好好。I want to know.
That's really flattering of her to say that, but 没有没有 I am just a student. Yeah, this is it. Like, this is the formula, and it's always really nice when they say it. I know some people get annoyed and they're like, oh, they always say like 中文这么好, but like it gives me validation. It makes me happy. Wouldn't it make you happy if you're learning another language and they were telling you that you're doing a good job? It makes you want to keep going.
And
I also love that she says 真的好好. I love it. Oh my god. I love the way that she talks. But yeah, I do recognize that it is a privilege to be able to do this experiment because it does cost money. And nowadays with inflation, lessons have gotten a lot more pricier than I remember them being. I remember around COVID, lessons were like $10 an hour. $15 was considered expensive, and now they're like average $30 an hour, which, you know, I guess it's up to each person what they consider to be expensive or not. But I'm just saying that because of these rising prices, you may have to be a little bit more creative on how you create your immersive environment. Now, one of the ways that you can do that is by getting a pen pal. And so I will have a video up for that pretty soon on a new way of finding a language exchange partner and a pen pal, all for free, without all the hassle of the current apps. Cool. Thank you guys for watching.